goodness. Wow.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. You've gotta be kidding me.
Stole a run. You have got to be kidding me. Javi Baez.
Keep going. Go.
Check away, and Alex counter. Here come the Caps. Kuznetsov gets loose. Evgeny coming down the middle. A shot, and it comes in over. He scores. He scores.
And they start with a horrible snap all the way back to the 2-yard line, and the Browns bounce it into the end zone where they wind up with a touchdown. Of all crazy things, you don't go into the playoffs for 18 years, and that is the way it starts in the first 14 seconds.
Another live edition of Pittsburgh Sportsline in the BP TV studio. You know the address, been saying it for many episodes, won't repeat it tonight. We're ready for you. Thanks for tuning in. We got plenty of sports to talk about with you. Appreciate you on Facebook. Met a few new friends the other day, handed out my card at different little things, and they go, I'm going to tune in tonight. So if I don't see a couple more likes, I'm not going to mention the number, but I'll check that out. Almost 7,500 likes on Facebook. And we're holding steady on YouTube with 413. Please give us one more subscriber so we can get the 414. And we like interacting on Facebook. We appreciate all your comments, and I'll try to get to them right now. I'll do a quick check if I can see anybody. Yeah. Whoa, we got our newest best fan, Alyssa Esplin, Teresa Mariano, Hope Michaels out of the hospital, Chuck Chief McElroy, Ann Harder. Have a great show attending BPHS concert tonight. That's where half our crew is. Tell us how Chance is, how Michael is, and whoever else I forgot is with there. We had a new kid last week. I forgot his name.
Eli.
Eli's coming.
He is out of the hospital, by the way, Mr. Mariano.
Okay, well then, Teresa, I take that back. Michael's watching Pittsburgh Sportsline with you. And I'm glad you're out of the hospital. This way you can rest till you do your garden next year, because I know you do it great. And Tony D and St. Michelle are in the house. That's my Tony D from Keystone Oaks tuning in tonight, so appreciate you there. Let's see who else we got. Oh, Alyssa said, good evening, guys. Hope you enjoy the show, Alyssa. We'll try to be nice to your husband, Brandon Man. I can't promise it, but we will try.
I'm not promising anything.
All right, because, you know, Raging Roadie, no offense to his family tuning in. Ralph Williams, hello, guys.
That's my man.
Hey, Ralph, hope you're doing well there. All right, I'm Al Levine, the Talking Machine, Smoking Jim Frazier, Mike Raging Roadie, Brandon Man Esplin, and please watch our promos in 10 seconds.
This is El Stravik with your Bethel Park Minute. Allegheny County continues paving Brightwood Road. Work will take place between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. on weekdays. Municipal offices, Bethel Park Community Center, and the library will be closed on Tuesday, November 11th in observance of Veterans Day. No Cook Tuesday will not occur this week, but there will be no delay in trash pickup. Bethel Park Recreation is still accepting registrations for their annual Thanksgiving Day Turkey Trot. The race takes place on Thursday, November 27th at 7:30 a.m. Check with Recreation for a new route, categories, and prizes for this year. Bethel Park Historical Society is collecting donations for the Wreaths Across America program. You can sponsor a wreath for $17. Checks can be sent to Bethel Park Historical Society at 2600 South Park Road, Bethel Park, PA, at 15102. For more information, please email the Historical Society. And that's been your Bethel Park Minute.
Frank Fanera, owner of Olive Oil's Pizzeria and the Hillcrest Shopping Center on Route 88. Call them at 412-831-1900. Every Tuesday night, Olive Oil's Pizzeria provides the host and the amazing volunteer crew with an XL pepperoni pizza and a full steak hoagie. They are delicious. Olive Oils is proud to support Pittsburgh Sportsline and the volunteers at BPTV. Stay Joey strong. Joey Fabus died at 8 years old of brain cancer known as DIPG. Since then, the family has come together with community members to create the Joey Fabus Childhood Cancer Foundation, a 501c3 nonprofit. Since being founded, they've raised over $100,000. Go to jfccf.org to learn more about DIPG, to help spread awareness, and to see how else you can support and donate towards the fight against this dreaded brain cancer. Always Be Smiling, a 501c3 designed to help children and families in need of kidney transplants. The B stands for Bennett, whose memory is embedded in this organization by his parents, Kristen and Dean. Despite the challenges he faced in his 16 and a half years of life, Bennett always had a smile on his face and spread kindness to everyone he could. Now, Always Be Smiling wants to pass on that kindness. Go to alwaysbesmiling.org to learn more and see how you can support or donate to this organization. The Bethel Park Community Foundation has money for you. I'm Al Levine, trustee on the board of this great organization. The BPCF focuses on raising money to provide scholarships, grants, endowments, and more. Grant requests are available online from $100 to $5,000. You can also attend fundraisers or donate. Go to bpcf.org to get more information and to stay up to date on upcoming events. The Bethel Park Community Foundation, focusing community resources, building for the future. The Bethel Park Historical Society is a 501c3 that serves Bethel Park. The Historical Society operates out of the Schoolhouse Arts and History Center, located at 2600 South Park Road. Look for the red and white trolley right out front. Reginald's Coffee is inside, and I've heard it's the best coffee around. To visit this great historical venue, email historicalsocietybp@gmail.com. Hey, if you didn't take a popcorn or bathroom break, been ready to say that for years, but hope you got it done. But you got to support our promos there. They're on for a reason. I help promoting, a lot of nonprofits in the area. They're doing good things, and they're needed in this day and age for many different groups and people, especially cancer. It struck my family a couple times just recently with my sister Joy. She didn't make it for her 68th Halloween birthday. So she's up there in heaven smiling down. She loves sports. She was in some fantasy leagues and won football money and everything, and she had to watch me play baseball and football. So some of that rubbed off on Joy. Thanks, Joy. Of course, my dad's looking down on us, too, the biggest sports guy. All right. Let's see what Smokin' Jim. I was ready to mess up here. Looking at Smokin' Jim, he still wears all the gear out of the trunk. He has less than $50 of clothes on him, and he has a size 26 shoe underneath Nike. When he goes in this car, here, honest Boy Scout honor, he took his shoes off to get in a little fit car that he had back then. I had to say it because just seeing him, he's looking leaner than he has in 14 years. And people were worried about his health. I go, he's healthier now than he was 14 years ago. Believe me, I know. I got scars with how many hospital visits and everything else. All right, enough about him. What's on your mind, Smoking Jim, distinguishedly dressed Frazier?
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. And if you want the green, you got the
Coming at
C.
you.
Levine. And I tell you what, man, I had a good lunch today. I had lunch with
Keep it. I don't want
Oh
that.
yeah, that's right. What am I doing? I had lunch
I
today.
finally got him. His mind is a blank.
It is. I'm thinking about who I had lunch with today. I had lunch with Scotty Miller, and he assured me that he's going to play. And also, I had lunch with Travis Kelce's agent. So
Nice.
we got some things to talk about off air one day. Some good stories that I promised I wouldn't tell. Of course, I'm gonna probably tell them on air one day. But hey, Al Levine, the talking machine.
Thanks for all that. Let's move on.
Who does my Fighting Irish play this week? I didn't look at the schedule. Who's Notre Dame play this week? You know I'm a Fighting Irish fan all the way back to 1970. Al Levine.
I got to do a
Scotty Clemens and the boys.
I got to do
Joe Theismann, Brian with the Heisman.
No, because Smoking Jim and I go back to the original show. I guess I can
Catholics versus the criminals
I
when
can
they played
reminisce.
Miami.
Now, normally I would have to claim a disclaimer on all this
I
stuff
don't know who they play.
because he doesn't represent me, Pittsburgh Sportsline, BPTV, or Bethel Park Community. So I won't do that officially. But what I always wonder each show is how is he going to pull something negative out and try to make it into a joke? And I have to share this with him. I never told him this in private or public, but all the good comedians do not start laughing before they tell their joke. And I just wanted to give him a clue. All the best ones, they don't laugh first. They try to get a reaction from their audience. Since he can't see you, we'll let him get away with this. And he's just being funny because...
But whoever they play, good luck to my Fighting Irish. I used to watch them every Sunday before I went to church.
What happened to
in
you?
the morning, but they don't show them on Sunday no more. But real quick, Al Levine, the talking machine. This is a special year for the WPIL championships. Al Levine, the talking machine. This week in the championship, Central Catholic and North Allegheny plays. In the 4A championship, it should be a good one. Aliquippa made it. I don't know how they made it this year. They caught fire.
I heard that if they didn't win the game, they were going down to 3A.
Yeah, something or moving up. Yeah,
No, they were going to go down to 3A if they lost. See, you know Gateway's a loser now. Like Gateway's a losing team now, and you don't mention it till I mention it now. So
I'm just talking about teams in the championship.
Aliquippa, yeah, what happened to Gateway? Aliquippa would have gone down.
Who cares about them?
Because we're talking like the former Gateway. You cared about them until now.
But they're playing. Everybody should tune in, win or lose. McKee Sports running back is only a junior. He's ranked #1 in the country. Spell. He's got a visit with Georgia. Everybody wants him Penn State.
Does he have a first name or last name?
Yeah, he got first name.
Hold up, my mother's family's from McKee Sports. Don't be
They ain't related.
disrespectful.
They're not related.
I didn't say they were.
And Al Levine, the talking machine. But this is what excites me. Everybody knows I do the TV for the Amani Christian Academy home games. And it's going to be in 2 weeks. They should play undefeated defending champions Avonworth. And Amani got a junior quarterback who's a super athlete by the name of Gabe Jenkins that's worth the admission to watch. Avonworth is going to win. I just can't see Amani beating them.
You remember Avonworth, Jax Miller was on our show.
Yeah.
And he was a champion.
Oh, they'd have beat that Avonworth team.
Yeah, well, guess
Amani would have beat that team.
Guess what? Smoking Jim, his scouting skills have diminished just like his weight. He's gotten less of an expert. Guess what they gave me? They gave me an A letter from Avonworth. Wow. I still have that in a binder at home.
Wow.
So that's what they thought of you.
Wow. Way to keep it in the binder. Hey, Al Levine, the talking machine.
Thanks
and
for
finally,
listening.
Clairton plays my favorite team of all time. I've been talking about this team for the last 4 years. They're probably the most talented high school in the history. Marvin Lewis went to that high school. Dick Haley went to that high school. Schottenheimer went to that high school. Fort Cherry, the Kemp brothers, Ray Kemp, first Pittsburgh Steeler ever, black Steeler ever went there. Al Levine never won the championship, but now they're back-to-back WPIL champs. They went there 3 years in a row. They'll win it this year. They got a quarterback, white guy.
Guess who I know?
You know white guy?
Guess who I know?
Who?
My girlfriend Janice passed away.
Yeah.
Her family, that's her family, the Sig family, and another family or two, and I met them in Burgestown. I knew him when he was in his mother's belly.
Who?
Sig, the quarterback.
Wow, he's unbelievable. 7,000
He asks
yards.
me who I know, and I tell him, and what's he act like?
7,000 yards rushing, Al Levine, the Taka machine.
Who are you talking to?
Over 7,000 rushing yards in his career.
God.
He's second all time in WPIL history in rushing. He's being
Kid,
recruited by
you don't
everybody.
you don't even understand that I knew him, and he wasn't even born yet.
Wow, that's incredible.
I was at a picnic, and had a great picnic in Burgestown. That's where they're from.
I know they didn't have no ribs there.
Oh, they had everything. They had me help with potato pancakes, and I was eating
that's a
them
white
off the
thing.
grill.
That's a white
They
thing.
were great. Hey, the mac and cheese was awesome.
I like that. And that's it. Check out my
But
man.
look at who knows people.
Check out the guy that you seen in the belly. He's
No, I didn't see
special.
him in the belly.
He's special.
I said I knew him while he was in the belly.
Yeah.
And he was a nice young
How come
kid.
Pitt can't get none of these guys?
Because they're Pitt.
I think a lot of them will be at Pitt's bringing a lot of recruits because it's sold out. The Notre Dame's taking over the stadium, but that's going to be a great crowd for the Pitt Notre Dame game Saturday at noon.
At least they got the same color, so it won't look so bad.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Hey, thanks for bringing that up, Smoking Jim, and thanks for bringing up some family people that I met. And I'm still,
Burgerstown, the Blue
I
Devils.
talked to his grandfather a couple months ago about getting together.
Remember, we used to Bronson House. We used to do boxing out there.
Well, how about his dad? You always said nepotism with Keystone Oaks.
Oh,
His dad
that's known for it.
is Jeff Sig, and he was a quarterback at Westminster. He
Are
was
you
a teacher.
serious?
He was a teacher at Keystone Oaks. Remember Zach Brenner when he was on the show?
Yeah.
Well, we're at their home field there at Steel Valley, and Zach goes, "Hey Al, we could go on the field. There's your alma mater." I go, "See the defensive coach? Can you get me up there while the game's going on?" And Jeff's on the sideline. I walked up and snuck up behind him, and I go, "Hey Jeff, how you doing?" He goes, "Al, what are you doing here? We got a game." I said, "I just wanted to say hi."
Are you serious?
Yeah, and Steel Valley blew us out.
Here's how good the white quarterback is. I seen him his sophomore year at the Willie Thor Award. He won the Willie Thor Award, All Black Award.
No, he
So
comes.
you know you good. You know you good.
Hey, his dad. Here's what's funny. His dad was his dad.
He won the NAACP Player of the Year.
I'm not putting that disclaimer. He's on the border. I'm on the border. He said white, and they don't know who Willie Thrower is. So you're lucky. But yeah, that's his dad was a great quarterback at Westminster.
I didn't know
He comes
that.
from an athletic family,
See, I didn't know
sort
that.
of like yours.
Wow.
Yeah, like you're the best in your family.
I never went to school though. My family did. My brothers were smart.
What happened to you?
Boy, they studied.
No, that'd be another
They
show.
studied.
All right, we got to move on from this. Thank you, Smoking Jim. Mike Rohde, I tried to make it good for you because I lowered it down so you could come out and shine on what's on your mind.
Okay, I got a couple of points to talk about on guess what, right? Shocker, what I'm going to talk about.
Steelers?
Yeah. So
Look
okay,
at that
point number
picture.
one.
He's
Point number
scratching
one.
his head.
Turn the page on Calvin Austin, and I'm not talking about that one he dropped. They all dropped balls, right? The one that deflected. Not talking about that. I'm talking about that long pass down the sidelines that got batted down.
Yeah.
Any true number, obviously a number one, but even a good number two receiver makes a play
Yes, sir.
and gets that ball.
Yes, sir.
And when I saw that, that pretty much told me, look, he's a good guy. Maybe he's a 3.
Yeah.
In my mind, probably even dropped down to about a 4.
Yeah.
But having him as a number 2, turn the page.
Yeah.
No, it confirmed
and
what you were saying. We need a number 2.
Well, I mean, look, I'm not going to complain about not having receivers anymore. That's like going out and yelling at the snowflakes because you're mad it's snowing. Okay, it ain't going to change.
We had a few today. but
So
not
I
many.
think what they need to do is go with Roman Wilson. Give him a try. Why not?
Hold it. You two are on the same
Why not?
page.
Hey, why not?
We're changing
Listen,
seats.
it's either that or,
Fran,
or,
we're changing
you know,
seats.
grab somebody from section 513. I don't know.
Is that a good section?
Yeah, it's actually an outstanding section and produces some of the finest talent in the NFL. But go with Wilson. Give him a shot. Right? Give him a shot. He's been there garbage time. He actually was wide open on a couple of plays.
Yeah, I saw that.
Deep.
I saw
that the ball didn't get to him.
Right.
So give it a shot. You got nothing to lose at this point. Whether that'll happen or
Hey,
not, who knows?
1 second before you go deep. Do we need more than like 2 seconds of time so they can?
I'm going to
throw
get to
them
that.
off? Oh, okay.
So,
Because I'm wondering.
okay, number 2, and everybody's been talking about this. This is hardly new to say it, is that Rodgers looked for the first time like he didn't want to get hit. He turned away from hits. Now, my question is, has that become his instinct? Is his instinct now to worry about getting hit, right? Or is that just for whatever reason, had a bad day? I don't know. We'll see.
Here's what I know with the eye test.
1-year-old quarterbacks don't tend to get better as the season goes, right? So, we saw that last year. So, we'll see what happens.
I got an answer
But
for
that's
you.
the first time he really showed it. Go ahead.
Cumulative hits. That breaks everybody down.
But
He's
looked,
getting hit
but
on almost every play.
But he ran into things. Like
Right.
he was so skittish to get out of the pocket, it actually made it worse for himself.
Right.
That's what was so
But-
weird. It was like watching a different human play. I don't quite understand what was going on there.
Did you notice?
He was rattled.
Did
the
you
whole
notice
game.
that the cameras are catching him swearing and
Yeah.
seeing the lack of play
Yeah.
and lack of blocking?
Yeah. Well, okay. So
That'll lead into more of what you got to
I'll
put on
skip
there.
to number 4 and I'll go
Okay.
back to number 3. Broderick Jones is leading hard towards a bust. He just is. I've been one of his best defenders, but if you're this far in and you're regressing, when I say regret, the man's feet are like in concrete bricks. I mean, he basically goes like this with no movement, no lower movement whatsoever.
Yeah.
And if they get past this, now if he catches this, you're all good because he's a strong guy.
Yeah.
But as soon as they swim around him, every time, it's right around him like there was nothing there. And maybe that's why Aaron Rodgers started to run a little bit quicker, thinking, I'm not even going to wait to see if that guy misses a block. I'm getting out of Dodge.
And that's his left tackle.
Exactly. So,
See, we understand if you don't, left tackle in football is one of the most important players.
Without
That's
question.
why Open Door Moore got his reputation and built it up to $82 million because he worked hard.
What is he carries? A billionaire now.
Broderick Jones didn't work hard at it. He wasn't a good blocker at Georgia, and he only had a senior
Yeah,
year
they
at left
definitely
tackle.
got a lot of him on.
Why did they
on
pick him for
potential.
first round has been the question forever.
Well, everybody had him up there. But anyway, so back
Who are
on.
they now?
I'm going to go back to number 3. Tomlin said something very telling at halftime. You know those ridiculously stupid halftime interviews?
They are the
where
dumbest.
they basically just say, oh, we got to give 110%, blah, 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 blah. But Tomlin said, he goes, their guy made the interception, our guy didn't. That was very telling to me because that shows how much he thinks a defense can win a game. In this day and age, the defense is just there to maybe stop the other offense here and there and make a play.
Right.
Not to be relied on to win games. When he said that, I was like, that's extremely telling.
No, that
extremely
confirms.
telling.
Yeah. Great points.
And it really bugged me. But I will say, I'll end on a good note.
Oh, thank you.
that look, before Minka
Thank you.
Fitzpatrick got there, the secondary was an absolute mess, and it affected the rest of the defense. As soon as Minka got there, all of a sudden we didn't have communication problems anymore. Minka's out. Juan Thornhill, who got cut the other day, was installed as the safety. Next thing you know, can't cover anybody.
Right.
Wide open guys, communication problems. So what have they done? They've completely swapped out their safeties. You've got Ramsey and you got the new kid from New England. Now it's like a different defense.
Yeah, and
So
Slay
it's-
keeps getting hurt, so we don't know where he'll be.
Yeah, but I'm more comfortable just from seeing it. I don't know what their scheme is, but just from seeing it, the fact that they've got new safeties,
Right.
and all of a sudden they're getting a better pass rush. The corners are covering tighter. There's no more wide open guys running through the middle.
Right.
You know, they had one Tyler or the kid from Indianapolis, the tight end. They covered him like a blanket the whole
Yeah,
day.
they did.
And they actually covered great. That long Lad McConkey, that not his touchdown, but that long like 60-yard pass. I'm sorry. That might have been the best throw I've ever seen made in the NFL. He had about that much room to throw the ball
yeah.
30 down the
No,
field.
you're
and he hit
right.
it. You can't defend that.
No.
Can't happen. So I don't want to hear criticism about that. Again, in my opinion, defense is there to make a timely stop. And, you know, granted, if you're going to get 5-6 turnovers, you're probably going to win the game. They're not going to get that. So they just have to try to get those timely stops. And they did.
Yeah.
They did this game. You know,
Right.
they did. This was not the defense's
you
fault.
didn't-
How ironic. Now we got a defense and don't have an offense.
Well, did you notice?
It's
the big-
maddening, Al.
you know-
Maddening.
You know the big guy Benton that they didn't talk about, like he'd be washed up. He
He's
was in
play-
on
yeah.
most of the plays, which in the NFL, remember quarterbacks that take 5 years to be established.
Yeah.
Linemen to be a year or two.
Taking him a while.
It took him 3 years.
But it's just too much coincidence for me that, you know, when Minka comes in, everything's good. Minka leaves, everything's bad. Safeties are back, and everything's good again. That's too much coincidence for me. So whatever their defensive scheme is, hopefully they have that fixed. And I'll end on this. Here's the good news.
Whoa.
We have no idea what the rest of this season holds.
We're
We
halfway
just
there,
don't.
Yeah.
Right now they're trending down. There's no doubt about it. I think this week is going to be obviously incredibly important, and I think they'll win because they're not going to lose the Bengals twice. It's not going to happen, right? I don't think it's going to.
Ask the betting
But
man.
it's
Ask the gambler.
if I think they can make tweaks, they're not going to get better per se because they're all veterans. Like they're not developing people, except for maybe Roman Wilson. If you get him in there, see what that turns around.
We could be hopeful.
It's. I think that was just a bad, stinky game. They never play well on the West Coast. They just don't, unless it's Arizona. Then maybe.
Yeah.
But they don't win in LA. They don't win in Seattle. They don't win in Denver. They don't win on the West Coast. Okay, so whatever. I'm
That's
chalking
clear.
that up.
Yeah.
I
You're
still.
talking facts. Ask him who he's betting on with Steelers or Bengals.
Yeah, it's
We need
well.
to ask that.
Look, I wouldn't
No,
blame
he
anybody
won't.
who bets against the Steelers at this point. I wouldn't blame anybody.
Are you?
I won money on Seattle this week.
Yeah, somebody must have told you.
So it's. I don't. We have no idea what's
Somebody
coming.
inside info told you.
It amazes me though how everybody after one game is just losing their mind over Aaron Rodgers. He has to retire, get rid of him. Like, come on, calm down.
What were they
Okay,
saying
just
the
wait
week
and see
before?
what happens.
Right.
We know this is typical Pittsburgh.
Exactly, it drives me crazy. But look, enjoy the ride. I still think they've got a chance. I don't think they're a Super Bowl team. Could they still get in the playoffs and win a game? Absolutely, but it just depends on. Look, the bad news is they're not going to get better because they are vets. The good news is they are vets, and they know how to win, right?
Yeah.
Everybody in there knows how to win, knows how to play. At least the core does. So
No, thanks for
We'll
your
see.
hopefulness. And I had said when we got Rodgers, love him or hate him, he threw for 28 touchdowns last year and almost 4,000 yards with the Jets when they were terrible. And look what we have here. He doesn't have 3 seconds to throw the ball. He has one of the quickest releases, and he's getting hit on every play. If you're getting hit right now at your age, that's going to bother you.
and you
It-
know what?
it
You bring
has
up
to.
another thing. I'm sorry, one more thing.
Go ahead.
It really bothers me that Arthur Smith is supposed to be the tight end whisperer,
Guru.
right? And how we don't use that at all.
No.
Why not? I mean, if you got a quarterback who can do a quick release, you know, how many times have you seen all these great tight ends in the league take 5 steps and turn around and they throw him the ball? We don't. That's not even in the offense. We got 4 tight ends for crying out loud.
Well, I've been
That really bothers me, that disconnect. I don't know
Well,
what's going
you,
on
you
there,
missed
but
me
it's,
for a
it's
few years
insanity.
before you were on. But I always said these 2-yard passes behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, those wide
you-
receiver screens,
yeah.
they're big on those.
Why are you doing it? Hines Ward is gone. Have a tight end.
They did it when they had Antonio Brown.
Right.
You know,
Well,
and
those two.
that's
But I
nice.
said when you have a big tight end, throw to him like Heath and
Yeah.
whatever and Freiermuth. And look at even Najee, his first year got 65 passes. Now, where's a back?
I honestly think that. Sorry, I promise this is the last thing.
No,
I
you
honestly,
can do one more.
I honestly think that Rodgers is looking for Metcalf out on every play
He
first.
showed it.
Without question. And they're literally, they even mentioned it numerous times, triple teaming Metcalf.
Yeah.
You know, he's threw that one pick because he overthrew, was trying to squeeze it in. And I think he runs out, those 3 seconds he runs out because he's looking for Metcalf. Maybe those tight ends are there, he's just not looking for him. I don't know. That's my point, though. Things like that, I think they can adjust. I think they have the capability. Whether it's enough or not, I don't know. We'll see.
I'll give you what I've seen a little bit with the tight ends because I'm about that. You got Mount Washington, they got good hands. But how about leading Mount Washington instead of having them go 5-8 yards and stand there? Because they learned one guy hits them low and one guy hits them high. How about if he just throws the ball 10 yards down, lets him run for it? Who is going to stop? How at 5'8", 130, are you going to stop 300 pounds, 6'7" coming at you?
The pieces are there. I could be
then
wrong,
you see
but I think the pieces are there.
when he gets Jonnu or whoever and he throws a pass, then the next series he throws another pass, but we're getting 3 and out, so there's no consistency. And then with the line, they were improving last week or the week before. How many times did you see 3 or 4 linemen in the backfield? So Rodgers is a little hesitant like Kenny Pickett was because he couldn't see anything left or the middle of the field. Rodgers is suffering the same syndrome because we don't have a good offensive line.
You know, like I said, bad game. Ask the Bills about bad games, right? Lost to the Dolphins.
I know.
You know, so it happens.
Go figure that. And Minka had
There's
a
a lot
good
of parity
game.
in the league right now.
Minka had a good game for them.
Any given Sunday, man. So we'll see what happens.
All right, we got somebody's mother, Peggy Rohde. Hello to
I know
all.
her.
Always nice to see this handsome panel enjoying the show from Rochester, New York. Nick and Peggy Rohde, we salute you. In Rochester, our biggest fans there. And I hope you're not snowed in yet because we're worried. We had 23 degrees today. I got my loose leaf green tea weather report. It didn't freeze. And I said, this is cold out there. So we don't know what you're going through, but thanks for tuning in. We got John Morgenstern watching. Johnny Mariano stopped in early. His whole family's working here except tonight, except for one nephew and a brother-in-law. So he either gets them all or he gets a couple. So we're happy to have another show on with them. We appreciate you. All right, we got to go to Brand the Man. What's on your mind finally?
Thank you, Al. Once again, thank you for letting me be on the show. It's always awesome and a pleasure to be with you, gentlemen.
You're welcome. And just so they know, Brand the Man's a good guy. And I got to say this, he needs a little prayer. He's in tremendous pain. So he's gutting it out like Smoking Jim used to do, running from the police at Gateway. Carry on. Now, are you ready?
I'm ready.
You can do it. I wanted to get you to laugh and get rid of that pain. Pain be gone.
Also wanted to wish everybody a happy Veterans Day today. Thank you for everybody in their service. It's greatly appreciated beyond. Where to start with the Penguins? 1 win in the last 5 games. Womp womp.
What the heck happened? I've been waiting for you because I'm watching Penguins and I like a little bit of what I see. And then they bring up the rookie you said was doing great. And I was ready to bust his chops, and he said, whoa, just settle down. I'm going to talk about it. So I don't want to usurp all your analysis. Carry on. Go with your plan. I just had to interrupt.
I guess I jinxed the one last time I was here whenever I was bringing up the Logan Cooley, and go figure, not even 10 hours after the show, he signs an $80 million contract extension.
Yeah.
But that's okay. That was
Smoking
just...
Jim was saying, what about the Penn State guy? He listened to you. And he's busy playing on his phone.
I think the Pens are hitting a little bit of injury plague right now. I don't think I don't think that's the full reasoning behind their struggles. And honestly, I don't think their struggles are as severe as they might come off on the final score sheet. The biggest issue I've seen is this team is struggling defensively in their own zone.
I've seen it.
It is really bad. They are giving up way too many chances, way too many shots. They're relying on their goaltenders insanely too much. They got to get better in their own zone. Bad turnovers in our own zone. I hate to say it.
That's starting again, yeah.
Chris Letang had a horrible turnover the other day.
Awful.
That was just a game changer, to say the least. They got to get better defensively in their own zone. It's still early. lines are getting mixed up with all the injuries. It's like every line on the team has somebody injured right now.
Yeah.
So
Well, what about the new coach? What do you think of him trying to bring this together? He had a great start, and he did very well the first half dozen games.
yeah, I still think they're great.
Okay.
Because even, these aren't
Just
games.
wanted to know your thoughts.
Yeah, these aren't games they're losing by, 2, 3, 4 goals. These are like 1-goal close games. A little bit of errors are costing them, and I think it's only going to get better, especially once they get these guys back. And the thing is like I talked about, I don't think the Penguins are going to make any type of trades this year.
Really?
I don't think they're going to
You
make.
heard it here on Pittsburgh Sportsline. Brand the man, no Penguin trades.
I don't think they're going to make
Keep
any.
complaining, and Smoking Jim don't know, so help him.
If they bomb out, yes, we will be losing some of our veteran guys. If they
Well,
stay
shouldn't they retire at some point?
the way they're playing, no. The way they're playing right now, no.
Just had to ask. Because people are asking me all
maybe
the time.
Letang, maybe it's time to say this might be his last year, but I don't think that's going to be the
I
case.
was thinking last year that Malkin should retire. Now I say he has 3 more years.
I would
He
be,
looks like Smoking Jim. He lost 70 pounds.
I would be shocked if he did not get a 1-year contract extension. If he plays consistently how he is, I would be shocked if he did not.
And less of the mistakes.
Unless
which
of the
is- yeah,
mistakes. But he's been very smart in his game.
He has.
And his point total is plus minus, all reflects that. He's doing very, very well. Sergei Marashov did make his debut. I was so excited. It was a loss.
You know what? I told Brand the man before the show started, quarterbacks get too much credit and too much blame. Goalies get all the blame.
Yes.
Rarely do they get credit.
And then a fun fact on him losing, Marc-Andre Fleury lost his debut game to the Los Angeles Kings as well, of a score 4-2. So
Synchronicity.
let's hope that maybe this is something that's going to transcend into something great. I think it will. Another reason I don't think the Penguins will be making big splashes for trades is all the guys they're going to get back from the injury reserve.
Good point.
Justin Brazeau, Rickard Rakell. We are yet to even see Rutger McGrody make his debut this year. That's going to make a scary third line if you have Ben Kindle.
Mark these names down.
Yep.
Brand knows.
Third line with Ben Kindle, Ville Koivu, and Rutger McGrody. This is going to be an intense third line.
You're going to have to repeat some of these
Rutger
names.
McGrody. Now that's a hockey player name right there.
Brand, this is great.
That's
Keep
straight out of
going.
Slapshot, man.
We need more. We need
Rutger
more of this,
McGrody.
Brand. Come on.
This season is not going to get any easier. They have
Right.
a very busy schedule. They have, in December, 14 games. In January, 15 games. In March, 31 days in March, they have 17 games.
Jeez.
This schedule is not going to get easier. The Olympics are going to be happening depending on how many of our players are going to go. Crosby, Malkin, Carlson, there's a good chance. But the future is bright. A big thing that has come to my attention is our first round draft picks from last year. Ben Kindle's on the team.
He looks great.
And he's amazing.
18 years old.
18. He won't be 19 until April.
I know.
So he is like dripping behind
Yeah,
his
a
ears
little less
still.
than a year. And Bernick, look how I know this name.
Brunick, yeah,
Brunick.
he's
They're talking about they may send him down.
They might just because.
Well, contracts.
Yeah, not even necessarily contracts. We have the space, but we have an overflow of defense minutes. Insane right now. Another first-round pick from last year, Bill Zahn, and he's been hurt. He was hurt over the summer. He came back to his team, and then he got hurt again in the minors. We're wishing him all the best. The one player I am excited about, and I'm hoping that we'll see him, is Will Horkoff. We drafted him last year. He is the son of Sean Horkoff. He is 6'5" power forward. He leads the NCAA in goals right now with 11 goals in 12 games. He is a monster of a kid. This is going to be very interesting to see how this Penguins team rebuilds at one point. Yeah. Are they going to be what they have always been, a superstar that was leading the league in points, or are they finally, are they going to transcend into a team that is stacked top to bottom, not having those 100+ point players, but a very solid core that delivers.
You mean 4 good lines?
Yes, 4 solid lines.
That'll be the first.
That's what I want to see the Penguins get. I loved having a Lemieux, a Crosby, Yager, Malkin. That's been great. But What if we have that defensive type shutdown team? We get a Selke player on our team for once. What if we have that where
What's his self?
the most offensive forward of the league? So what if we
Thanks
have
for answering his question because he needs knowledge.
what if we have a team where we don't have a Gavin McKenna and a top tier name?
Yeah.
Because those guys will win titles, but not all the time. And I'm going to bring up that point. Crosby and Ovechkin. Crosby's been in the finals 4 times. Ovechkin's been there once. Crosby has 3 titles. Ovechkin in 21 years
Oh,
has
now
1
here we
Stanley
go.
Cup.
Yeah, you know, I
Even-
like you doing that
Here we
because
go.
Smoking Jim only loves one player, thinks he's the greatest of all
He
time.
is the greatest.
Hey, I've talked about this before. Look at Florida. A shining example.
That's my
You
point
know,
exactly.
Top to bottom.
There's
My only fear is, you're exactly right. I was going to ask you about this later, but I'll
Mm-hmm.
cheat. How is Pittsburgh going to deal with that? Because the identity for 40 years has been a star player,
Yeah.
right? Lemieux, and then Yager and Crosby, and without that, is that going to thrive? Will that work here?
where that you're asking,
Or
like,
is
you know,
will they accept that, or are they going to kind of people stop going?
if
You know,
they
'Cause they
don't,
marketed those stars like crazy, right?
exactly,
How
How
exactly,
about-
the biggest
I'm a little
merchandise
older than you
sales
guys. How
and,
about Sil Apps and stuff? They'd mention names like that.
and Rick Kehoe
Rick
and
Kehoe, yeah. You
that-
were on the bottle then.
I think what would happen if it turned into something like that, if I was a Miami and Florida-based person myself, I'm not worrying about that star player because I just went to back-to-back Stanley Cup parades. And I
Good
hope that
point.
the Penguins,
Yeah.
if it does turn into that type of team, that's what we'll get. We'll get a successful team where it's like, we're going to a game tonight and we're going to watch them win. So that's what I hope.
My only counter to that is that Pittsburgh is used to seeing a lot of exciting plays. You don't see a lot of that in Florida. You sure didn't see it in the
flash and-
90s with the Devils.
Yeah.
It translated into wins and even cups.
Yes.
But the Devils never drew any attendance.
Yes.
Everybody went to see the Rangers because
Yeah.
they played open
Yeah.
hockey.
Good
You know,
point,
so
sir.
it'll be
Yeah.
interesting to see if they do that. Like, as you said, like Selke and get a defensive team. And when you did that, I cringed.
And New
I'm
Jersey's
like,
a perfect
oh.
example.
It's like, you know, you start watching,
Yeah.
you watch New Jersey, it was like watching paint dry.
Yeah.
They won 4 cups in the 90s, but it was, I'd rather watch
I
paint
could-
dry than
That's
have
what
to
I
watch
did.
that
I
team.
didn't watch their games.
Oh,
Only
it was
when we played
horrendous.
'em.
It was horrendous.
It was terrible. Yeah.
It was the most, and the Florida Panthers copied it back in the 90s, remember?
Yes.
The most exciting thing that happened is when they did score a goal or two, everybody threw rubber rats on the ice.
Yeah,
That was the most exciting part of the game.
I-
Besides that, it was horrendous.
I think that they would be okay because hockey is based around so much speed and flash now. Even the kids that don't get the big points, they are flashing on the ice. And I think,
Yeah,
but the
that's
thing
true.
is like you're saying, like, are we going to have somebody like Lemieux? Are we going to see 10,066 jerseys at the game, 10,087 jerseys at the game? We don't know. It's time will tell. Another key point that I wanted to bring up, their power play. Their power play has been the best I've seen, and I can't even tell you when. They were number 1 on the power play. They've converted on so many percents. They're like 34, 35%
This is
on the
almost
power play.
untraditional.
Yes, this is not the Penguins that we're used to seeing.
Right.
So
I've complained about a lack of power.
yeah,
I would say we have one problem. It's a lack of power.
Right.
With the best goal scorers and assist leaders.
yep, and like their penalty kill has been amazing too. They've given up like
That's a
one
PK.
goal.
PK.
One goal in the last 14 tries. They've been doing amazing.
Thanks for these stats.
I'm gonna bring up an interesting stat to you guys. See
All
if
right,
you guys
I'm
can.
ready.
So they are number 1 in power plays in the league. They have 15 goals. Do you guys know what team had the most power play goals in an entire season as a team? What team was
You mean
it?
of all time?
Of all time?
Montreal.
I was going to go Montreal.
Wrong.
What?
It was the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Really?
1988-89. They scored
I forgot.
119 goals in a season.
I forgot
That was the
that.
same year that Lemieux had his 5 goals, 5 ways.
I know.
So
Smoking Jim can't even
I didn't
comprehend
know that
I was
until
going
I
to say
saw
Montreal
that stat.
because they used to. That used to be
Me
when
too.
it was the full 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So they would just score like 5 goals in every power play.
Yeah.
You know, and not have to worry
Right.
about 5
Yeah.
No, I remember. I'm on the same page.
Yeah.
I say Montreal.
I
forgot about that.
That's
with
amazing.
Lemieux back then, it was just unbelievable the skills he had.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
And
cancer
they were a
and
lot like
bad
the
back.
Bengals. They had no defense.
Right.
They probably gave up 200 power play goals.
They gave. I actually saw that because there
We're
was
looking at it.
482 power plays against them that season too.
Wow.
So it's funny you say that because
He
you're
knows.
exactly right.
We saw that. Yeah.
It was. I think they had the record for the most power play goals and the most power plays against in the same season out of
They didn't
every
even make the
team
playoffs
all
that
time.
year, so that should tell you everything.
Exactly. Exactly.
I think it's going to be good. I think once the injury plague takes its way, the Penguins are still going to find success. I definitely see them being a playoff contender if they stay on the winning ways. I definitely think
Well,
that's
we
going to
need
happen.
the health. That's
Yes.
a key thing. That's an
Yes.
equalizer in all sports. Don't even mention the Steelers.
Can I just say
Yeah, go
that
ahead.
this man over here does not have cue cards over here. He's got all this information on the top of his head. I'm very impressed.
And they're in Sweden right now. The Pens are in Sweden
He might
right
be
now.
making it
2
all up,
games.
Jim. I wouldn't know.
No, I
But
know.
it sounds good.
No, I know the veracity of his statements. I'm not an expert like he is. I'm like a garbage man. I watch all sports and I pick up stuff here and there. When it comes to stats, I always focus on stats and trivia. So he covers every check mark in my book.
I believe you.
And I brought
I'm
him
just
on
kidding.
because when he did a plumbing job, after the job was done and the roots were gone, by the way, my oak tree, all the leaves are still on it. It won't let go of the leaves, so it's not going
It's
to
not
have-
letting go of your sewer
No,
line.
it's not in the sewer yet. But we talked for over an hour afterwards about sports.
Wow.
That's 3 years ago.
Yep.
He made it on Pittsburgh Sportsline.
Did he charge by the hour?
No. His company charged by the day. They charge by the day, Smoking Jim. And that's how it worked. But I had something called insurance.
It was an insurance claim.
Yeah,
That's right.
So we have to go there, and we gotta move on. Al, what's on your mind? Well, first, my buddy from KO, Tony D, has a comment for Smoking Jim. Yaya Black got destroyed by the midget running back Vidal.
He sure did. on
What's
the
up with
touchdown
that,
run.
Smoking Jim?
Yeah, on the touchdown.
What's the
Ran
future
right
for Black?
Ran right over him. He got toughened up.
Okay, Tony, I hope that answers your question there. Smoking Jim's genius with his words. That's all I can say. What's on my mind? Steeler fans were going to the Super Bowl 2 weeks ago, last week. Guess what? We got to fire everybody. So this is traditional. It works out well. All these guys analyze it very much and deeply. I go by two things, left eye, right eye. If you played sports, which most of us did, Vinny on camera doesn't, but he does a great job with our shows on Pittsburgh Sportsline, so he won't get it. When you play football, you play baseball, even play hockey or watch it, you know when a team is doing well. You don't care listening to all the media, even us, on what the teams are doing. What do you see? When Indianapolis, we played them 7-1, best offense, best defense. We had the worst defense in running, and we helped make Cincinnati look like a great team. Indianapolis couldn't run with Jonathan Taylor. He only had 244 yards on Sunday. How did we have a miracle? I go back in history, I repeat it all the time, because I'm the oldest one on the panel, so I get that right. Pete Rozelle said many times, and I'm growing up, we need parity in the NFL. And I'm like, I like the Green Bay Packers growing up. The Steelers win Super Bowls. Why do we need parity?
Good point.
Parity is here. You got the best football players in the country, even on bad teams. So what happens? The Steelers' defense and their offense, they do great 1 week. And everybody's telling me, Drew sat down, we're watching the game. Before the game started, he goes, Dad, we're going to win. I go, Drew, we're not consistent. He goes, Dad, we're going to win this game. I go, Drew, I'm not like Smoking Jim. I won't bet you. Just sit down, we'll watch the game. After 5 minutes of watching the game, Drew goes, I can't watch the game anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, you knew from the beginning.
Trust your eyes.
You knew it.
And this is what I'm telling you. Will we win our next game? I have no idea. When I predicted 9-8, I said it was a guess because I didn't know if we had a defensive line or offensive line. And guess what? My question's still unanswered. We got to move on that, folks. The Fiction and Fact with Smoking Jim's Almanac, 10 seconds.
Talking machine. Since it's a little late in the game, I'm gonna give my time to Rhode Island Roadie.
Uh-oh.
This is a Pittsburgh Sportsline first since Raging Roadie's been on here, but I accept it because there's no rabbit hole here. We're gonna go to Mike Raging.
I thought you were gonna ask me a question.
No,
You're just skipping. Oh, wow.
We're going to Mike
I was gonna
Raging.
do the same thing to him.
Okay, we'll keep
No.
We're going to Mike Raging Roadie in 10 seconds.
You know, I was half serious. I kind of was going to cede a little bit because, Mr. Chairman, I cede my time.
I'm
Because I
ready.
talk so much. But no.
I'll gavel it.
Because here's what I want to say about the Penguins. When you get away from, and they have, away from a wide open style that the last coach embraced, and it's not a bad thing, but it needed to change. They're obviously playing much more disciplined.
Yes.
But when you play this way, you lower your threshold for mistakes,
Yes.
right? So when
Good
Crystal
point.
Tang gives up the puck and there's an easy goal, you lose by one goal.
Mm-hmm.
The next game, the first goal for the other team was a defenseman out of place, knocked the puck into his own net. You lose by one goal.
Yep.
Right? So that's fine that you do this, but you better figure a way to shave away those mistakes. One of the first things I said to you all when I was running a camera like 3 years ago, I said,
Yes, sir.
Chris Letang should be playing forward.
You did say that.
That would have answered their forward questions
That's
a
why
long
I
time
put you on
ago,
the
and I
show.
don't understand why they've not done it. The guy can obviously still skate,
Oh yeah.
can obviously still score
He
goals.
can handle the puck.
Why on
Most of
earth
the
he has been a defensive liability for eons
Forever.
now,
Forever.
right? So if they're going to switch to this, in my strong opinion, even Carlson has calmed his game down,
Yeah.
right? He's keeping pucks in.
Yeah.
You know, he's
not turning
creating.
over.
He's not turning the puck over. Letang has stated on the record he's not going to change his game. When he lost the playoff game, Game 7 a few years ago against Rangers, stated after the game, I'm not going to change the way I play. He's not going to do it. Okay, so you either beat your head against the same wall over and over again
Yeah.
and just wonder why this guy's giving up pucks, or you move him.
Yeah.
Ain't going to happen. I'm just saying.
I liked it then, and I like it now. We'll go with that. Thanks, Raging Roadie. All right, we got Brandon Mann's time for whatever he wants to do right now. You got about 2 minutes.
Gotcha. Just in means of rebuilds too, just to point something out, another thing I saw, doing so well right now, the San Jose Sharks are doing really good. They're like over a point per game average this season so far. The number 2 team in the entire league via points right now is the Anaheim Ducks.
No way.
They are number 2 in the league right now.
How's that possible?
They are even ahead of the Penguins right now in means of games or points per games played by like 3 points.
And they're smart. They brought in that veteran from New York
Yep,
to
Chris
round
Kreider.
those kids.
Chris
Yep.
Kreider, and they
Yeah,
got
you're
a
right.
bunch
That
of
made a
young
big
team,
thing.
and that's been my point all along. These young kids need veterans to show them the way, and that's why I hope a Crosby and Malkin do not leave. Keep them there as long as possible to coach these kids, show them how it's done, keep them level-headed, and I'm excited about the future.
It's been a good mix.
Oh, that is
Yes.
good.
Way better than I thought it would
Yes, and I think it's only going to get better because the picks that I was talking about first round, there's other picks, Jordan Sharon, Zam Plant. There's so many other ones that I didn't have time to bring up today. And just looking at the draft real quick, they got a first-round pick. They have 3 second-round picks this
Really?
year and
I know
2
they got
third-round
a
picks.
lot of
Yes.
draft picks.
Yes, they
They're
got
like the Steelers for the
Yep.
2026 draft. They're accumulating because it's here in Pittsburgh.
Yep.
You didn't think about it, folks, but I got to mention
Oh,
it.
without question.
No, great points. On location, we don't need to do any of that because I don't want to waste 10 seconds. Tony from Chick-fil-A, happy 49th birthday to you.
He's 49. Wow.
Yeah, he wants to meet you sometime.
Wow.
We got to go to Chick-fil-A. We got to go to Chick-fil-A in the
I
afternoon.
get nervous when somebody says they want to meet me. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, he
Do I
wants
owe that guy money?
He didn't say that about you. Tony said, we were at the game on Sunday. Crosby had an off day to me. Young goalie looked nervous but was solid in net. There's an endorsement from Tony D.
All right,
from
Tony
Chick-fil-A.
D.
Tony
Happy
S. Tony
happy
S. from
birthday.
Chick. Yeah, happy birthday. Hope you're enjoying. James Ryland's tuning in. On location, nothing planned right now. We'll see what happens in December. Probably next year, we may be out and about. We do Donnybrook boxing in March, so stay tuned for St. Patrick's Day. We do that international boxing. You can check it out. And we're just glad to be doing our show. Thanks to Smokin' Jim. Thanks to Mike Rohde. Thanks to Brandon Mann. I need a countdown in the studio. We gotta check out the time here. I can't hear.
Got 2 minutes.
Oh, we got 2
we
minutes.
still got 2 minutes. Oh, I was a little bit off here. I'll leave it up for an open minute and 35-second discussion. Any points? We talked about hockey ad nauseum. Anybody want to add anything else? Go ahead.
I have a football question real quick. If the Steelers go 8-9 and they are under 500 and they miss the playoffs this year, will anything happen to the team?
Here's why.
No.
The Steelers and Rooney, since Rooney's in charge, forget about Tomlin, should have been gone. They have the draft day, so they're going to make Pittsburgh look as great and legendary as possible. If they bring any problem in, like trading Tomlin to the Giants for Gable, why would you even think of that? But our local media is doing that to stir it up. Your question is great, apropos.
Well, and I'll say this too. You know, look what the Patriots did. They were up high, they tanked, they got their quarterback back. Now, it's not a guarantee you're going to get that quarterback.
It helps.
But that's what the Steelers are going to do. You're right. That's why they didn't want to give up any draft capital because they're going to do whatever. They're going to make sure they trade up and make a splash on draft day. I'm all for it. I like theater as much as the next
here's
person.
the problem. Remember when Kenny Pickett was in the draft and it was the worst quarterback draft and he was going to go number one? I said if he's a third or sixth rounder, he'd be great. Now, look about now. All the quarterbacks they talked about, including Arch Manning, they aren't that good. You guys had mentioned how you're going to
LSU
get
just
a
benched their quarterback.
Did
He's
they
supposed to go
really?
number
Yeah,
one.
benched him.
definitely. Are we done? Just tell
Benched
me
him
we're
this
done.
past week.
All right. Please stay Joey strong.